Now at this point, the game cuts to the map so that you can go to the next story chapter and continue the cutscene that was already happening 2 seconds ago.
What?
Introducing Alpha Patroklos.
So what is he, unfinished, or...?
So now we play as Patroklos fighting Z.W.E.I again.
Yes.
But Alpha Patroklos.
And they're just gonna fight for kicks now or something? I get... fighting game stories are stupid.
Because they're warriors, and warriors' pride, and the best way to know someone is to cross swords with them. All that romantic warrior bullshit.
Can you dig it?
Really, it's just an excuse to actually get used to Alpha Patroklos' fighting style before you have to use it against something. It's quite different than the sword and shield style.
Now
Very fast, but not much reach.
if you play if you decide to ignore the story mode, do you have access to Alpha Patroklos for, like, arcade or multiplayer battles, or do you have to unlock it?
It's something you have to unlock, but you can unlock characters by increasing your player level if you don't go through story mode.
Okay.
I had already actually unlocked everything in story mode by the time I recorded this playthrough.
Oh, okay. But I'd imagine you get prompts when they do unlock, saying, you know, like, Alpha Patroklos is now available to fight.
Yeah.
I like the blue hue of the sword. I don't know, though. Like, you mentioning the fighting style in the end of the last part, he's drawn cut. Kind of looks too defensive for my liking, but then again, I have yet to play this game myself.
Well, it makes a lot more sense when Setsuna is doing it, because Setsuna looks like the kind of character who'd use this fighting style. It just looks out of place when Patroklos is doing it. I mean, look at him. He's in all this aristocratic clothing with frickin' fur shoulders like a Roman gladiator or something.
And he has a kitchen mat hanging on his back.
Now, I'm not like a samurai or something, but is there any benefit to keeping your sword sheathed during a fight and, like, taking it out?
There's added speed and power that comes from drawing it correctly. It has to do with the shape of the sword and the shape of the sheath or something or other. I don't really know. I just know that there are sword styles that emphasize it. I don't think anyone constantly resheathes their sword just so that they can do that over and over in a fight, though.
Like, because you can do the same movement without putting it back into the sheath, and I imagine that gives you a little bit more versatility if, like, you can not put it into the sheath all the time, but I don't know. I'm not a swords master.
Yeah, are you fighting or pulling off a magic show?
Well, the main idea of the draw cut move is to kill the opponent with the first blow.
Yeah, if you fail, what now?
If you fail, you're supposed to keep your sword out and keep fighting, not put
yeah, but you better leave that sword out, buddy.
It's like, oh, whoops, I didn't kill you with the first strike. I should try that first strike again.
I mean, I meant to do that.
I'll look for her first.
Putting you to a false sense of security.
How do I do it? How do I do it?
That said, the act of reliably sheathing your sword quickly is another thing that you need to practice with that kind of sword style, so, It's like, if you try to sheath your sword too quickly and aren't practiced at it, there's a good chance you're going to cut your hand.
I'd heard someone was looking for me. Didn't expect it to be that mouthy boy.
I did not expect Ivy to have that kind of voice. I'm going to...
Very deep. Well, she always had a bit of a deep voice, as far as I can remember, and by that I mean 2.
Yeah.
But
Not
the
this
three
deep,
three sacred treasures, well, you need to play this game called Kid Icarus first.
Shut up, Patroklos!
And now, of course, we need to fight Ivy, because fighting game.
I'll make this as non-lethal as possible, I hope.
I'll whack you on the head with the blunt end of my sword, and hope it doesn't concuss you to death.
You don't have a blunt end of your sword. Well, I guess you're just gonna have to play a little more carefully now.
Oh my gosh, it's daytime in the city. Like, I didn't think that was possible considering this game.
Incidentally, I think this is the level that you'll usually end up playing if you fight Ezio, And Ezio has this sublime remix of Venice Rooftops from Assassin's Creed 2, which I guess it was the racing theme in Assassin's Creed 2, but eventually it just sort of became the Assassin's Creed 2 series' main theme.
Bootstrap theme.
Oh, like how Gusty Garden Galaxy kind of became Mario Galaxy 2's main theme at some point.
I suppose so, yeah.
Yeah, that's the best way of putting it.
Yeah.
Lovely day, Ivy. Looks like you forgot to wear your pants again today.
Ivy, where are my pants?
Guess we gotta fight now.
Yeah. If there's
Are they
one,
your fancy pants?
if there's one thing I can say for Soul Calibur 5, though, it's that the soundtrack is awesome.
Like it's hard to hear the music over like the people shouting battle cries and us talking, but it does sound nice. Like I like the instrumentation and such at the very end. So, you know.
Yeah.
Soul Calibur usually delivered on the music department. I do enjoy 2 soundtrack a lot.
Yeah.
Fighting games need to have good music, I think. Like, well, maybe,
Oh, absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely.
like high energy kind of stuff that gets you in the mood to beat the shit out of things.
Or you could be like Persona 4 Arena and just have every music track ever in Personas 3 and 4 and let people play the Calorie Magic commercial theme when they fight.
What?
I always hated that one swing attack that Ivy had, the one that she did there where she was dancing with her sword on the floor, because I'm immediately reminded of Skip It. You guys remember Skip It?
Oh,
Yeah.
I know that thing. Like the thing you put on your foot and then you like jumped over like a weird jump ropey type thing.
Yes.
Like, yeah.
I fucking hated that thing. So many casualties.
What casualties did you have, John?
No, I'm over-exaggerating. More like so many injuries.
Elliot never recovered.
Elliot wasn't even born when that thing was out, I think.
He's not that young.
Well, no, but Skip It, it was like mid-90s and late
Well,
90s.
It was early 90s.
Was it early 90s?
I
Gotta
believe so.
reach- yeah.
Sorry, my encyclopedic knowledge of 90s toys is not as good as I like to think it is.
Now, they mention Killick in the story here, but he never actually appears in story mode. Killick's role in this game is weird. Like, he existed in the previous games, but now he's like one of the 3 Edge Masters in this game. Edge Master himself is a character who randomly changes styles between rounds, and can potentially have a weapon style based on every character in the game. Killick's version of the Edge Master style only includes styles used by male characters. Elysium, the final boss of the game, only includes styles used by female characters.
So wait, Edge Master is a class or a separate character?
Edge Master is a character, the old dude, who,
Edge Master is someone who's 100% in Shadow the Hedgehog.
Oh, no, because that's...
Edge Master was in...
that sounds a lot like Charade from Soul Calibur 2. They
Yeah.
did the same thing.
Edge
Or Mokujin and
Master...
Tekken. Most games have a copycat fighter.
Yeah, Edge Master is the Mokujin of the game. He's a character from previous Soul Caliburs, but I know he wasn't in 4. I'm not sure which Soul Caliburs he was actually in, though.
Please, I need the 2 of you to help.
So are we gonna get these guys to help us by beating the crap out of them?
Yeah. What are these 3 Oriental travelers doing, just randomly, inconveniently hanging around our German town anyway?
It's a fighting game.
Now, this is kind of one of the most ass-pull parts of the story, because... Wait, aren't you just used to people wanting to fight you because it's a fighting game now? Oh, that character, the girl with the crazy hair there, is the one that I usually play as. Leisha. No, Leisha is the Chinese one. What's the ninja girl's name? I keep forgetting.
We're about to find out now, I think.
Yeah, but as I was saying, this is the most ass-pull part of the story, because they just throw, like, all 4 new Asian characters at you all at once. Not even as 4 separate fights, but as one big 4-round fight. It's like every time you beat one of these, yeah. Every time you beat one of these, the next one steps up.
Oh, what happens if you lose a round then? Do you have to do all 4 of them all over again?
I think so, but I'm not sure.
So ring him out.
I was hoping to replicate the Z.W.E.I boot off the arena move there, but I didn't quite manage it, sadly. Anyway, all of these characters are pretty good to use. Leisha's got a nice style to her, pretty fun to pull off. She's basically the token Chinese fighter. What's her name again? Natsu. That's the one. You see, it might be weird of me to forget the name of the fighting game character that I use all the time, but I don't actually play as Natsu. I play as custom characters using her style.
What is it? Is it the hair? It's the hair, isn't it?
It's never her it's never her name that's below my health bar. It's always someone else's name. But she is usually very hard to, hit, except when she's being played by a butt-level AI. I just kind of annihilated her without showing what she could do. Maxi is frickin' annoying.
Maxi's always been annoying. I hate those nunchucks.
He's super fast.
Yeah. He doesn't have that much reach, but he has enough reach and speed to be hard to avoid.
My own fate.
I just remember I used him a lot in Soul Calibur too.
I like how Alpha Patroklos' special attack doesn't even do much damage by cutting, but somehow the act of sheathing the sword causes the opponent's heart to explode.
No, it's tacky! Ah! Oh,
This
man, I
guy.
got a massive stick up my ass.
This asshole, Z.W.E.I, by far the most unbalanced character in the series.
Really?
Yes.
Wait,
He has-
Z.W.E.I was in the other games, right?
I
Yeah, I'm
think
pretty sure he was.
no. Killick had a style that looks like this, and when you fight Killick in the super hard mode, he uses this style exclusively. But Z.W.E.I is basically a Son Goku clone, and he does a lot of weird, crazy off-the-wall quarterstaff moves that completely shit on the idea of balancing speed and reach. He's fast and he has long reach.
I see your weakness.
You see this guy a lot online because of that.
Are you satisfied now?
Oh, so is he the cyber smoke of Soul Calibur?
Well, I don't know what cyber smoke is, but possibly.
Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. It was either cyber smoke. Oh God, I used to know the tier list too. Just cyber smoke. That's all that matters.
Well, you see, I don't know how Z.W.E.I sits on tier lists, but I know that he's one of the easiest characters to demolish things with, even if you don't necessarily know what you're doing. In that sense, he's kind of like the capoeira, however you say that, characters in Tekken.
Eddie Gordo.
Eddie Gordo and Christy, yeah.
What is that, a fraternity?
It's a fighting style that's kind of like breakdancing.
Ah, the breakdance fraternity.
Yeah, mash buttons and win.
Well, Eddie and Christy are the only characters in Tekken that you can button mash with and still look like you're fighting competently. If you know how to use them and aren't button mashing with them, they are a terror to behold.
Ah, 10,000 watts. Turn it off.
Now that Soul Calibur has been awakened fully, the spirit of Sophidia is here to congratulate us. You have done well. Now we can go do hero things, I guess.
Hooray.
Malfested are the supreme evil of this land.
Hell, I mean, they have Mal in their name. Isn't that obvious?
Is our purpose in this life. We are
It's
the
like
ones who
being
set
surprised by the
the
fact that
world
Malfoy was a bad guy.
There's nothing to worry about. Soul Calibur and I will make you stronger.
Ooh.
But primarily Soul Calibur. I'm just giving it to
Take
you.
up your
That's my
sword.
part.
Pretty. Shiny.
Good boy.
You know, the first thing that popped up in my head when I saw this scene and saw, like, Patroklos staring at in a daze and reaching out was Patroklos just thinking, boobies.
Yeah, he's not looking at the sword, actually.
Oh, so he does have to kill Pyrrha then.
Well, no, I think what's gonna happen, and this is just a guess, shot in the dark here, but we're going to slash her to bits, but actually kill the evil manifestation inside Pyrrha.
You've taken up so
No,
much.
unfortunately.
Oh, we're gonna kill her. Shit.
What happens is actually much more contrived than what you described.
You as well. Soul Edge will never betray me.
Now, what we actually have is a bit of a forward time skip here, because there's stuff that's going to happen between this event and what we just did that we're going to play through in a bit. But for now, we're jumping forward to a fight between the two wielders of the two soul swords, and it's going to be glorious and climactic, and it's not going to mean a goddamn thing in the end.
Held by the strings of his captors.
The headache.
Now, obviously,
Soul Edge is my enemy.
you might notice that we don't have any explanation yet for how the hell Pyrrha got Soul Edge. Because the last we checked, Soul Edge was in the hands of Nightmare.
Well, there's only one Soul Edge, is there?
Yes,
Or okay.
only one Soul Edge, but like Soul Calibur, it transforms based on its wielder.
Well, yeah, that much I know. It's just we're wondering how exactly it transferred hands.
Yeah. That was easy. Man, this final boss sucks.
Stand up and show your strength. Battle 2.
Not as I don't know. I never played Soul Calibur 3. I vaguely remember the last boss in 4. I think it was that asshole in the armor. That's not Nightmare.
Algol, and
Algol.
he didn't have armor. He was like this spirit king who wanted to get Soul Calibur or Soul Edge to make a real body for himself or something or other, so he could like make fake Soul Caliburs and Soul Edges for his attacks. It was crazy. He's in this game. He's on the roster. You can play as him, but he has no story significance.
But I'm just saying, like in terms of like final boss, I always thought they did it a little. I thought they did it right with what was his name, Inferno from Soul Calibur 2.
Yeah.
You know, the fiery background, climatic music. Not that I say this music isn't climatic. I can definitely hear that it is, but you know, it's kind of mundane.
Well, this isn't the real final boss arena. The real final boss arena is this, with the sky torn open in the background. Open to the astral chaos, which is pouring chaotic shit onto the battlefield and whatnot.
Soul Edges for everyone.
I fight in the way I see fit.
Okay. Well, I hope you all enjoyed the playthrough, everybody, but this is the end.
Wait, what was that?
Wait, is that it?
I kind of like how her eyes are rendered, though. You know.
Yeah, she looks suitably creepy.
I'm alone. Again.
Oh, that's the first thing you think of when you got a sword in your hand.
Oh, she's
Oh, she completed her.
her.
Completed her focus. Her focus.
Yeah, her focus.
That's the
Thank you.
word. This is apparently what happens when Soul Calibur wins. Everything turns to crystal.
You become a rock.
The world has become a utopia filled with true.
Oh, she's evil.
We no longer need to fear Soul Edge and the Malfested.
Fantastic.
Now your body will light the world forever as a medium for Soul Calibur.
Wait, that's my reward?
I'm gonna become a searchlight.
It is my honor.
This woman character was a good guy in the previous games, you said, right?
This is actually the spirit of Soul Calibur in the form of Sophidia. It's not actually Sophidia.
Oh.
And then everybody died.
This is looking very much like a La Shin Megami Tensei ending to me.
It basically is. It basically is. Except it's not really the ending.
Ooh. And now for the true end? What do we do when we're a rock?
Did I really?
Do we fight as a rock?
You sit around thinking a lot.
I thought we were gonna fight as a rock. Or only one attack roll.
I failed to save anyone.
Your
Hi,
wish
Edge
will never be
Master.
fulfilled if you stay. This is astral chaos.
Yeah, he looks like an edge master.
It is a place where souls
Yeah.
who lack a
And I say
strong
that strictly because of the old man beard and ponytail.
Edgemaster's pretty cool. I have no idea what his deal is, though.
Oh, great. Are we going to be dealing with time travel now?
Yes.
Ah!
Yeah, you know those fan fictions where the hero screws up at the end, but then gets sent back in time into his own body, like before he made some critical mistake, and then spends the entire story being a Gary Stu badass, and basically turning the entire story into a massive fiction. Well, it's not quite as bad as those, but it's up there.
Wonderful.